Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here. Welcome back to evercrisis. A new high score challenge is coming. It is going to be based off of wind damage majority and a little bit of thunder, like the other one was ice and fire. We've got now wind and thunder. I'm going to talk about everything you guys should be prepping, a little bit of the notices that are happening right now, plus a reminder of something that did happen and how it might affect this whole entire high score challenge event. I do call it high score challenge. I know it's called something else, but it's like an old habit from another gacha game. Same idea though, same thing. Run in, big points, you win, GG, right? So anyways, let's jump in and let's talk about it. All right, so we got two new notices. First one we're gonna go over, they both affect each other. One's about the defect on the first one, but this is the dungeon ranking La Paina Coast. It's gonna happen on October 26th at 7 p.m. PDT. It will be ending on November 2nd is when they're gonna tally everything up. So we have between those two dates in order to run this. If you guys weren't here for the last one, it's pretty straightforward. There's an area. The Crisis Dungeon, it's probably gonna be the exact same map. You're gonna run in, kill a set of mobs. There's gonna be like maybe 4 to 5 bosses lined up for you. Last one had 1, 2, 3 plus the main boss. And the faster you kill them, the less damage you take, the better score you get. That was the big thing, right? Fast kill, less damage, give you the best amount of score, and the less items you use, the more score you get. And then you had bonuses. Every boss you killed said, hey, get more score, but you lower your damage. There was a defect in the last one with Magic Attack B. In this one, it should be fixed because they took it out of Crisis Dungeon, so it shouldn't be in there. So we don't have that trick where we can get super strong and also take the 30% bonus. So this one's gonna be completely different, but that's how it works. There's a big room. We run around to a couple bosses, kill them as fast as possible, random enemies in between to fill up our limit breaks, and then heal ourselves and then go back into the next boss until we beat them all as fast as possible. I will have guides up for this to help out on 2 different accounts, one weaker than the other, and hopefully give you guys both different ideas of how to do it. Now, the rest of this notice talks about people cheating. If you're found cheating, people will be suspended, right? During the results tally, they're going to find people, exclude them from the list, and if they found that you cheat, they will be suspending your account. Now, exactly how I talked about how to play, kill fast, take less damage, good to go. You'll be put into a room of 10,000 people, just like last time, didn't change. In that room ID, there's going to be prizes for top 10, top 100, 3, 5, so on and so on. And last time, all we got was draw tickets. My draw tickets, I was in top 100. Didn't change my game. I got no 5 stars out of it, and even if I did, it's only 1 5-star, if lucky. And then my synthesis material, I still haven't used it. I have 20 here, 20 here, and again, I haven't used them. They haven't changed my game that much. So the rewards for top 10 aren't crazy. The other thing you guys get for this is an icon, which is these two. Like I ended up getting these two right here. I believe that's the ones, right? Yeah, that looks like the last one for the macro reactor. And then the actual banner itself was this thing down here for top 100. So anyone who ends up making top 10 gets a red one, top 100 got the green one, and the 2 badges are just for making a certain score in there, and that's it, right? That's the rewards. If they do that exact same thing around this time with this same exact ranking event, then it's no sweat. Even with the current issue that happened with the last banner, and I'll hit that in just a second, because we're going to talk about what is the recommended element. Recommended element is wind. Aerith just passed by with a super strong wind setup, 35% costume, very good prism rod, had lots of high potency on that wind damage. And now we have physical Sephiroth, who has that wind damage on his new weapon. He's got a costume with 20%. It's got survivability on it, and plus he's got a good melee weapon that has AoE on it to help you clear with multiple mobs. So they're going to be very, very powerful jumping into this, and also lightning. So if you guys have Cloud's first setup, Murasami, with this costume, plus you farmed up Ramu, you're going to be doing a lot of damage here. Now, the only issue, and I know a lot of people are going to mention this, so I'm going to mention this really quickly. We had an issue with Matt and Aerith's banner, where a lot of people got compensated, and not everyone who pulled on that banner got compensated. There's people putting in tickets saying that I pulled on that banner, they got jewels back, or gems, or blue crystals back. There's people who pulled really early, got big compensation for that, like second page, full refunds of whatever they got stamps on, plus double costumes. So there is going to be an imbalance on this one, but same thing. Now, I'm not all for it. I don't like how it was handled. It's fine, right? Compensation's a thing. It's just going to affect this. But again, the rewards aren't anything to run home with, saying, hey, look what I got. You get a couple pulls, couple synthesis, a nice little shiny badge, and that's about it. Everything else is just play the event, get the S rank, collect all the rewards, get out. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. It does affect it. I understand it. And if the rewards were like a costume, a new weapon, something amazing, I would be sweating here and I'd be talking about this differently. But because the rewards are very available for everyone except for the icon and everything, I'm not really, crying over this too much. So that's happening. We're going to get you guys prepped for all this. They're talking about ranking rewards, score rewards. Like I showed you, all the rewards were in there. You get a bunch of cool stuff along the way just for completing the quest and getting a certain rank, and I will help you guys with that. Now, they did talk about issues. And this part's funny because the English is so bad here in the grammar. So on the last dungeon, they updated it, talking about what the issues were. Down here, the issues were freezes at the end of battle, an error occurs when resuming the dungeon, losing control, and battle may stuck during the battle. That's what I'm reading. Basically, all the glitches that happened, they fixed it. But the way they worded it over here was kind of funny. The issue with the dungeon ranking has been resolved in the version 1.1.20 update. The next dungeon ranking event is scheduled to be held with all the issues, such as inability to proceed in battle and ranking display issues that are listed fixed. So an entire sentence, especially this part. The event is scheduled to be held with all issues. Thank you. So anyways, yeah, the event is happening. You guys should prep for it. The best way to prep for it, go to enhance. You guys want to be making your wind materia and your lightning materia. I haven't made a materia guide video yet, but here's a little heads up. If you guys want to try to guarantee yourself 3 stars, which is really good, is what you're aiming for, pump in 10 of these and then pump in 4 of these. If you have the gold one, obviously it will help, but we don't have the gold one for this. This will guarantee you a 2-star with 3 stats. You do that over and over and over again if you have enough of these purples. If you don't, then you run 7 of these to guaranteed 2-star minimum, 2 guaranteed substats. And if you're starting at 2-star instead of a 1-star, there's a higher chance that it will be an actual 3-star or more. So every single one you make, minimum do 7. If you have a lot of purples and you're ready to farm them, you do this. But the majority of the bosses and the harder ones are most likely going to be weak to wind. So do that to wind magic if your character is a magic user, or do it to wind physical, which is the yellow one, arrow blow. Try to get a 3-star version or higher of these 2. So the other preparation is weapons and summon. This is the time to get ready to really try hard to clear very hard Ramu. I haven't done it myself yet because I've just been taking my time. Wasn't necessary yet. Now it's necessary. So now we got to push and try to beat this guy very hard. He's going to be a big difference when it comes to certain enemies. But just like Hellfire was only really necessary for the big 3 soldier guys, after that, Diamond Dust was more important, right? Since we don't have a wind summon, we don't have to stress about that. If we end up getting like a Ramu co-op, that'd be cool too, to have it during that and also be able to upgrade it. But they usually did that ahead of time, so maybe we'll get an announcement tomorrow. There's Ramu co-ops, right? To at least upgrade some of these weapons. Speaking of, we got here, if you end up farming this on hard mode, which is very possible, or even normal, a little slower, you're going to have a lightning ability weapon for 420, single enemy, right? And same thing with Aerith. Aerith is the same thing, 420, fully maxed out. Oh, 480. 480, and then Lucia is 420. So Aerith has the better one, so if you do have a magic Aerith, that can work out. Lucia, weapon as well. Now, the other weapons that are in the game that are lightning damage, if you don't have Cloud, Murasami, his costume, you guys also have examples of another Aerith weapon, which is the Wizard Staff. This one at level 90 deals 290 to all enemies. Good AoE one. Glenn's got one as well. Right over here. I think it's called like Shock something. Yeah, Shock Buster. Shock Buster, 280 AoE. And then we got the CC Alloy Staff. Or Staff, sorry, Sword. Which is Sephiroth's new sword. I believe it's this one. Yeah. So this one also has 280% AoE lightning damage. And then Tifa also has a pair of gloves. I believe it's lightning damage as well too. Yeah, another AoE lightning damage, 270. So the single target ones are from Ramu farming, and all the AoE ones are from everything else. And obviously Cloud's Murasami, even if you don't have his costume, if you get Murasami, Murasami is a great pickup because it's single target 400% damage. But if you go farm the other ones like Aerith's or Lucia's, it's a little bit stronger, but if you have multiple copies of this, it goes way higher. But you most likely will only have one copy, 400, but Cloud is usually built up on most people's account. So there's that option as well. Now, when it comes to the wind ones, we're going to start off with the obvious. Aerith's weapon is now on the wish list, so you guys can pull it. is probably the best pickup for this if you don't use Aerith as a healer. 440% directly to the enemy. There's not much wind weapons. I covered this in the last video about Aerith's banner, Polar Skip. We got Lucia's weapon over here. It's the red one. This one also has AoE wind damage. It's not the best because it's AoE. Aerith's weapon outshines it greatly by a lot of potency, right? But it does have wind potency, so you can put that on the back of your character who's fully built for wind. Obviously, we got Sephiroth's new weapon, which is a featured banner. Nothing wrong with the setup, physical. There's other things to back up. The free weapon goes along with this, but 440%. It's got physical boost, got wind potency, and you back it up with one of these with more physical boost, and it has AoE on it. Doesn't have to be weakness. It has 350 AoE, which is still really good. Or use the free event weapon that we got during Sephiroth's event on the sub hand if you don't have this one, and that also works very, very well. The other one, which is a big contender, and a lot of people love Tifa, so you probably have her worked out, Motor Drive. Motor Drive is incredible. 420, you get a couple copies on this, 660, maxed out, 790% physical wind damage. Great weapon. Just at level 90, which everyone would have, has boost attack of 32 alone, with sub slots having all 20% physical. So arrow blows on this, not necessary, but lightning blows to work on the other bosses, really good setup. So that's the wind one, and the last one is Zack, but he's another AoE, not single target. It is the Falchion, I believe how you pronounce it, and that one is an AoE of 280, and its sub slots only have one physical to add in there, but it does have wind potency and boost physical. So if you want to build one character, that's all your wind setup. If you want to build one character all thunder, those were your thunder setups. So prep yourself, whatever one of these wind weapons you have, go for it. Whatever you guys have for lightning, go for it, and work on that materia, and you guys should be fine. So hopefully I covered it all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you need any help, my Discord channel is down below. I'll be live streaming this over at twitch.tv/SmellyOctopus if you ever want to watch me run my live runs or ask any questions while I'm there, plus my community. All the help is in those two links. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.